Alright, so everyone's favorite well-groomed grifter, Russell Brand, has been catching heat lately for admitting that he had sex with a 16-year-old. You can catch this and other exclusive stories in his new book titled How to Be a Christian in 7 Days. It's actually Howard Stern. If you think about it, though, these two motherfuckers look alike. I stole this book from my dirty uncle.
Then came all the allegations, the alleged sexual assault and rape and blah, blah, blah. And it first came in this UK, quote, documentary, and they use that term very loosely there and here. And I'll tell you up front, I was angry when I saw that because they did it in such a compelling way that, especially the stuff about the 16-year-old, that I was angry with you. I believed what they said, or at least believed that there was enough smoke, there might be fire. And said to the audience at the time, you know, the conservative movement doesn't need somebody like that. Like, we love what he's saying about COVID, but if this is a guy who's sexually assaulting women and taking advantage of 16-year-olds, we need to move on without him.
Thank you, Megyn Kelly, for giving me the grace to address in particular your anger, which is entirely legitimate and recognizable. And the plain fact of it is that in Europe and in the United Kingdom, where I'm from, the age of consent is 16. And I did sleep with a 16-year-old when I was 30. But when I was 30, I was a very different person.
This man was 30 when that happened. 30! This is disgusting. Disgraceful. But you know, he's a newfound man. He's a new Christian man. You know what I mean? He's been cleansed from his past. His devious and grapey past.
2 additional charges come 8 months after Brand was charged with 1 count of rape, 1 count of oral rape, 2 counts of sexual assault, and 1 count of indecent assault, for alleged offenses tied to 4 separate women that took place between 1999 and 2005. Brand was granted bail after a 12-minute hearing in May.
Dude, release the Brand files while you're at it. What is going on, man? Anyways, Russell Brand is on his podcast tour to promote his new book. It's legit titled, How to Be a Christian in 7 Days. As a matter of fact, hold on. Throughout this entire video, I'm going to have his book out here for everyone to see. As a matter of fact, zoom into the back. An accurate description of Russell Brand's life in the 90s. This is legit Howard Stern. But you know what? I did some research. Russell Brand's pen name is actually Howard Stern. I just lied. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. In this video, I'm going to go in a bit deep regarding Russell Brand's overall devious past. I don't think it's a devious, treacherous past. But most importantly, the grift. The grift that keeps on giving. Because this man's been on Megyn Kelly, been on Piers Morgan, and he's out here making a fool of himself.
Let's come to this. Save your best lines.
Look, I know we're both English, but do you mind if I pray?
Sure.
Before?
Sure.
Oh, God, help us have a...
So for context, he's awaiting a court hearing later on this year in October to find out if, well, he will be sentenced or not for his crime that he did with having consensual sex with a 16-year-old. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it.
I always told you guys that when I was young and single, before I had my wife and family, with just about a shot over there, my beautiful children, I was a fool, man.
But what people don't really know is that that was not Russell Brand's only alleged victim. This man has had 5 sexual assault cases spanning from 1999 to 2005, 2 of which include rape. As a matter of fact, there's even new reports saying that in 2009, there are 2 new allegations towards him that are now in court as well. And I know people can change for the better. I know that. People do it on a daily basis, and you know what? Much respect to them. Those type of stories, turnaround stories, are feel-good stories, nourishes the soul. I know he can move on from that and become a better man. Even though, you know, how can you move on from this? But what does bother me is the grift. But most importantly, the Christian grift, which is a common trend nowadays.
Spoke about his sobriety and newfound Christian faith in a wide-ranging interview with Fox News' Sean Hannity, in which he said Jesus had helped him with his inner demons.
Since becoming Christian, I recognize that many of the principles that were made clear to me in 12-step recovery reach a kind of fulfillment, continuation, and elevation of what I was already experiencing.
Comedian turned wellness guru has since turned to growing his YouTube and Rumble channels, which boast nearly 9 million followers combined.
What gets me is that people use religion, and for the most part Christianity, as an excuse for their inexcusable behavior in the past. And people eat it up, and they look past that. And on top of that, they use Christianity as a cash cow money scheme, which Russell Brand, in my opinion, is doing so clearly, evidently. And I guess you can say this bothers me a bit more than the average person is because, well, I come from a family of devoted Christians. I grew up a devoted Christian. I now consider myself agnostic, but I have immense respect. I think living a life of Christianity is one of the purest forms of life out there. So that's my background. But when I see people using Christianity as a shield for their past predatory behavior, then we got a problem. It's disgusting, and they're going to have the gall to try to incentivize and get a financial gain from this grift, which this man clearly is with his freaking book. But enough about me. I'm going to show you evidence. Here's Russell Brand promoting his book, How to Be a Christian in 7 Days, on Piers Morgan. You know what I mean? And look how holy he looks.
I don't think that I'm especially important or that I have any unique or novel insights. I've just had a really unusual life, and I've written this book. And the key thing about this book is becoming Christian is a consolidation of all the mad musings of a mind that was embedded in and wedded to the culture. I thought, wouldn't it be great to be famous? Wouldn't it be great to marry a pop star? Wouldn't it be great if you could sleep with endless women whenever you wanted to?
Cement this in your head. Now, this is Russell Brand, probably like 10 minutes later, in that same interview. Again, look at how holy he looks.
Asking you a
me a
question
bit.
about your Bible.
Yes, if you want to.
Thank you. Was that the one you took into court?
You're the very one.
Okay. What was your thinking of taking it into court? And what you were seeing, looking at some passages, what were the relevant passages for you?
All right. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. That didn't hurt, did it?
A little bit. It was this from Isaiah. And you're right, Bear did say, be chilled. Sometimes I lose the chill, man. It's pretty... It's this. They don't like that, do they, in the old gallery? But remember, you just said it's a hired spot. This is from Isaiah. Excuse me. Man, why not did I mark it before? It says here, the verse that I was looking at that day was not this. I can't actually find the verse that I had that day.
You don't have a bookmark? You know what Russell reminds me of? You know, on Easter, when you used to go to church, and Easter Sundays would be super packed at church. It'll be like 4 times as packed as a normal Sunday. And all you see are these fair weather Christians. That's Russell Brand. That right there is Russell Brand. He goes to church only on Easters, does not go to church any other Sunday the rest of the year. I'm telling you that right now. But what people don't really know about Russell Brand is that he came out as I guess you could say, he was a stand-up comic. But his material, if you dig in deep, his material was always geared to the left. That's what he was known for when he first came out the scene. He proclaimed to be an atheist, which I actually believed him considering his material that he was, spewing out on every single special. And then after that, he went through a Buddhist phase. And then now, he's Christian. But ironically though, he becomes Christian when all these allegations start coming out.
Right, but here's my problem, if I may put it to you, where I think you sit. You talked about sitting on the fence. And it's a little bit... some would describe it as a grift. They'd say, come on, Russell. Because you were an atheist. I kind of
love it.
You then were a Buddhist.
See, that's like that. That's antagonistic.
No, it's not. It's factual. You were an atheist.
What are you going to be next?
You were a... Well, yes.
Muslim?
That's what some people...
Jew? A Scientologist?
That's what some people think.
Hitler. What do you think about Hitler?
That's what some
Was
people
he okay?
think. That's what some people
Should
think.
we get the jab?
Russell,
have you vaccinated your own children?
Take Bear's advice and calm down.
No, you take Bear's advice and be a good man.
I am a good man.
Be a good man.
I'm just
and no, it costs you to be a good man.
You may not
it might cost you everything.
You might not like...
It might cost you everything to become one, but
Russell,
you can do it.
You might not
You can do it, Piers.
Russell, these are basic facts. You were an atheist. You then became a Buddhist.
No,
now
they're not.
you're a Christian.
Good. They're not basic facts. They're information being tailored and collated.
Is it not true?
Yeah. You are attempting to create, using a collage of language.
But you're the one who told us these
You
things.
told us that.
You were. You told us you were an atheist.
Israel's got the right to protect itself.
Yeah.
This is a genocide. Don't take that COVID shot. Take the COVID shot. Ah! Listen.
But I'm happy to talk about that. You're not.
I'm happy to talk about anything, but I would prefer to talk
But I
about...
only know you're an atheist
but
because you told
I
me.
prefer to talk about something, Piers.
I think the guilt right there is eating him up. I think he's trying to cover up something. For those who don't know, like Russell Brand's career on YouTube and everything just skyrocketed again after he became a Christian. So to end this video, my main problem with all of this is the fact that using Christianity or any sort of religion as a shield for your previous inexcusable behavior is not cool in my opinion. And on top of that, unfortunately, Christianity is the most often used religion that grifters, especially right-wing grifters, use to incentivize their financial gain. And they do so methodically. Because for a religion that's supposed to be based on forgiveness, right-wing grifters see that as an avenue of opportunity. And one of the biggest sins that you can do, in my opinion, is just lie. Lie to your neighbor on a daily basis. And that's all I see these right-wing grifters do. But anyways, enough about me. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Look at the timeline, man. Atheist. Not even atheist. A devoted atheist he was. Then Buddhist. Then Christian. Next week he's going to be fucking Jewish. And then the week after that, Muslim. You know, whatever suits him best. But most importantly, whatever suits his career best. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Till next video. Peace, y'all.